You know, the other day I read an article that said that people all across the world tend to suffer depression in their midlife. I guess they realize they aren't close to living their dreams. Imagine waking up on your 40th birthday and realizing that you're living check to check, working some lame-ass job a monkey could do. Probably doesn't sit well with a lot of people. If you start to believe that you're not going to do any better with the next 20 years than you did with the last 20, I could see how that could make a person a little sour. I'm not quite 40 years old yet, but I'm starting to relate to the train of thought. I'm scared I'm going to get old and die without having really lived. If life is just a big dance, so far I've been a wallflower, only leaving my safe place to do what's necessary to sustain life and not to live it. The place that I was at last night after work was lively and full of energy. But all I did was leave that spot by the bar to occasionally take a piss and just pass up all the action on the way back to my observation point. I probably would have stopped enjoying the living if I'd only allowed myself. If I'd only had some balls. Balls. Don't get me wrong. Not in the sense that I'd like to have some in my mouth, or on my chin, or banging against my ass. But man, I'd like to own a nice pair instead of the hollow paper mache set I've got now. The pair I have so far ain't worth the wrinkled skin that covers them. Every now and then I hear people saying, "Oh, if so-and-so has some balls, he would have done so-and-so," or "grow some balls." I don't know if they realize what a debilitating condition it is not to have a sufficient set of stones. You know, it's worse than just being depressed to the point where you can't get out of bed because your damn dog died or your girlfriend walked out on you, like my girl did. Because if you don't have a good pair, you might as well stay there anyway. Yep. Without a good solid pair of plums, you're not worth much. You see, you're constantly frozen in the face of opportunity. You're always second-guessing yourself before and after most decisions. You just seem stuck in a slow, painful lane of mediocrity on your way to being that old guy talking about what he should have done with his life. I'd love a pair of cojones that would allow me to drop everything and see the world like my buddies. But just thinking about it seems crazy. Feels like an idea that probably would have been better to act on 10 years ago. And that particular move seems to be a trait specific to a white guy's balls. But to actually just go out and experience whatever you feel like in this wonderful world, before hunkering down and getting caught up in whatever cookie-cutter role most of us lead our lives by, has got to be just like my Caucasian counterparts describe it. Awesome. Since I guess I'm single now, I'd give my left one just to have a good right one. That'll let me be more aggressive with the ladies. And just let go and have some fun. You know, I'd like a pair of huevos that produces some machismo. That always seems to work out for the best, even when it seems like it shouldn't. Like this guy at the bar. He was wearing that suit with his shirt all open, looking like a broke-ass Kanye West. Now that took some balls. Or how about this guy, trying to flirt with some lady?
Hello. I say hello, baby. You strawberries and cream, and I can be your oatmeal, baby. Come on, baby. Don't leave it like that, baby. You know I need you just as much as you need me, baby. Come on, now.
How in the hell does that happen? I'm guessing that's probably the only part of his balls that's working right now. If I'd had a better pair of man marbles, maybe I would have acted on some idea I had and made a fortune by now. If I had just had a bigger pair. Maybe I wouldn't have just stood there as the only girl that's ever loved my sorry ass walked away after we got into that fight.
I'm sick of talking to you about.
Maybe during an awkward pause during our argument, I would have grabbed my girl and started making out with her all passionately, and everything would have been okay, just like in the movies. Man, if I could order some balls just as easy as I ordered this overpriced coffee, I'd be straight. I mean, people get new noses, breasts. Why not balls? Balls must be important, or before Jesse cried like weeping Wanda from Good Times the night of the election, he wouldn't have wanted to cut Barack's balls off. I mean, there'd be options. I could choose to have balls like some fellas who kicked up some serious dust. My new balls could give me qualities that made men like Martin Luther King and Gandhi. Al Sharpton? I guess you gotta have balls to be a brother and expect the whole country to take you serious while you rockin' a perm. I could pick out the pair I want and they take me in back and fix me up. Whoa. Maybe that wouldn't be such a good thing after all. Now see, some of the famous people that one would assume had an exceptionally large pair either got themselves in trouble or at least were serious contradictions to what they became famous for. Seems there may be too thin a line between having big balls and just being crazy. Besides, having bigger balls could just as well get me into some trouble. Or just make things worse. Maybe I don't need something so drastic to act on what I want and live life to the fullest. Maybe I just need to stop being so chicken shit and get out of my own way.